maybe those are business models that don't really exist today.
No, they don't. I mean, you've had they've tried to do that with attacking net neutrality. I mean, that was basically a claim. Net neutrality. That you handle the web page of somebody's own private web page in exactly the same way as the web page of the New York Times. You don't make a difference between the bits that come from both sides. They're handled exactly the same. And a couple of years ago, they tried to do something about it, being in the same problem, being a pipe and trying to make more money out of that. So like, okay, I can give preferred service. If you pay me some money, I'll make sure that your website loads faster. Right? Which is an interesting proposition for the content providers. Hey, my content will get there better, and I can compete better with people who make their own web pages and don't charge any money for it, and hence make it difficult for me to charge money for my stuff. Right? That didn't really go anywhere. But with IMS, they might try to do that again.
To repeat,
And there is not the whole ideological background that you have with the internet, that everybody the same, etc. It has this sort of libertarian ideology, and with carriers they don't care about libertarian ideologies. So they could try that Well, I mean, we have to think about what kind of content providers we're talking about, right? I mean, right now, Slim is trying to produce its own content, so the whole subject becomes a little bit moot, right? Because it's part of the same business. But you can imagine some other kind of service that has sprouted up and that's using IMS. Will you be able to charge for them? I don't think you can.
Yeah, the thing is,
sorry, my question. What were you start bringing up about charging the content provider? I mean,
the thing is,
you were trying to explore another ways of getting some revenues, not just from the end user who pay for the utilization.
Yeah, because what you said is like you're connected to both sides, right? Right now you only charge one side, so. It might be a viable business model to try to charge the other. But I don't know if that's possible.
Because I think what IMS could help you, or could help a service provider, is to be like a portal itself, right? Like a Google or like Yahoo, because finally, when you are a frequent user of Google or Yahoo, you get a Google ID or a Yahoo ID, right? And with that Yahoo ID or Google ID, you are able to convince the end user to use more your services, right? Because how did it work for Yahoo, for example, right? Which you got a Yahoo ID, you are ranked at Yahoo, right? And then Yahoo initially offered you email, right? And then they began offering you, they have their own social network, which is not as successful.
I don't use,
but they have it, right? And they are trying to offer you another social network for photos, which is Flickr, which has some success, right?
Flickr is owned by Yahoo.
Yep, it's but it was bought by Yahoo, and they are trying to. Once you have an account, an ID with them, they are trying to leverage on that to get you on board with more services, photo services, video services, social network.
Okay, so maybe you can with this IMS, with the centralized subscriber database, you can you can charge for the user base to the new service provider. So, okay, so the service provider, hey, I have a new service and like that, and then I want to make it available to all of your subscribers, and then what, pay for the end.
Right. That could be the feasible business model for an operator. Become itself another Yahoo or another Google, and besides that, they own the access network.
Yeah.
So they leverage.
That's an interesting combination.
Right. Because Google it's only the portal to all those services, voice, email, messaging, photos, videos, all that. They are a portal. Google and Yahoo are a portal to all those services which are behind them, right? But they don't own the access network. So if a network operator makes a portal itself and gives the user an identity, now you can use all the services behind that identity, and besides, I own the access network. They have an advantage, right? The thing is, they need to visualize it that way, right?
Yeah, but the thing is that I'm not sure how helpful the analogy with Yahoo or Google is, because what Google does is it provides services. Such as search, which might be a good example, or YouTube, or Gmail, etc. I'm not sure if you want to be replicating that as a carrier. It's already out there.
How successful are you going to be doing that?
Exactly, because we discussed this before. You need to replicate this whole way of doing things, of inventing new applications all the time. Hundreds of new applications a day, of which one might be interesting, and that might make it. You can't replicate that.
Because you have a smaller pools in the operator?
It's not only a question of having a smaller pool of people coming up with ideas. It's the way it's done. It's you tap what Google basically does, because Google is basically a portal for the internet, right? I think all these things like Gmail, they're just added gravy. It's not the main dish. The main dish is that they're the portal to the internet. When you look for something on the internet, you go to Google. So they don't provide the content at all. They just make it accessible. And that is, I think, something that carriers should be doing as well. They should make this accessible. They shouldn't try to replicate all this content. Not at all. But on the other hand, they have certain strengths, and the subscriber database is a very good example of that. So that is something you can capitalize on, and that is something that Google doesn't have. And that's why I'm saying that I'm not sure if this analogy is
capitalize the user?
Yeah, you can if you control the users. Basically, you know what the users are, and you're the one that puts users in contact with each other. That's a very, very strong functionality. And if you can somehow sell that to people, then you have an interesting business model on top of providing the access, being the pipe